this week's video, I have just spent 2 fantastic weeks in Finland, and as you can see behind me, I've just had my final Finnish swim. So please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's just jump right into this week's video. First park up in Finland. Perfect. There's the sea. Got a lovely little beach. Just been for a paddle and it's really nice and cool. And it's fresh water as it's running into the sea, so it's not actually the sea. And another little grill hut. It's got plenty of wood just there in that little thing there. Look how cute this is. Well, I've woken up this morning and it's a very different scene outside today. It's absolutely peeing down heavens hard, so I think the only thing to do is to head to the local town and get some laundry done, and then there's hopefully a couple of things to do tomorrow, like a museum and some other indoor activities. Check out the rain, it's peeing it down. Look, soaking, everything's drenched. Look at this for the coolest laundrette. As you can see, everything's digitalised and you pay with your credit card. It's super clean, really lovely. It's even got its own little coffee and tea bar here and a little kitchen at the back there, and some really comfy sofas, and you can help yourself to hot chocolate, tea, coffee. So I've just pulled up in Rovaniemi, which is allegedly Santa Claus's home. Now it looks a bit of a gimmick, to be honest, but we're going to go and check it out and see what's here. This town is also the capital of Lapland in Finland, so tomorrow I'm going to go into town and have a look around. Oh, this is the Arctic Circle Centre, and it appears to have a restaurant and a coffee shop, and I'm not sure what else. A little weird on the 1st of August. And there's a Santa Claus post office, and you can send letters to children from Santa from here. I bet this place is actually really quite cute in the winter with the kids and lots of snow down on the ground. Not quite such the appeal in the middle of summer, but it's still quite sweet. Right, there's the Arctic Circle line. Now it goes 66 degrees. $22 degrees. Arctic Circle in Finland. That's really cool. That teepee. Apparently that's Mrs. Santa Claus' house. Not quite sure what she does. Snowman are on holiday. I'm going to head back into the town now because it's a nice place here to park, but it's right next to the main road, so it's a bit noisy. I'm going to go and see if I can find somewhere a little quieter tonight. Right, so I found myself a better place to park up for the night, and I'm now at a ski resort with no snow. Check out those ski jumps. My god, that's scary. Just looking at them, there's not even any snow on them. There's the baby ski jump. I'm more concerned about that one up there. That is the scariest stuff I've seen in a long time. the bridge to nowhere. Another perfect little park up, little beach and a swimming lake. It's a gorgeous little place, and it's right next to the harbour and next to the sea. Really nice little marina. So many spots like this along the coast in Finland, all free of charge. I'll spend the night here tonight, and tomorrow I'll drive into Oulu. It's another glorious day in Finland, and today I'm going to head into Ylta and take a little look around the town. I think there's a museum. I've seen some interesting sculptures and artwork. Other than that, I'm not sure what else the town has to offer, but we're going to have a look. So I'm at the beach in Oulu, or Ylta, and it's freaking glorious. It's an entire beach resort here, and it's fantastic. It's so clean. It's got to be the cleanest beach resort I've ever seen. The whole of Finland so far is just super clean. The air is so fresh, and obviously there's water everywhere, that's obvious, but the cleanliness, and it's extremely modern as well, which is quite a surprise. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect everywhere we go to be so modern. Anyway, I'm going to walk over to that lighthouse over there. There's a lovely lighthouse there. I'm going to take a walk over there and have a look. Now apparently in the winter you can walk out to that lighthouse across the frozen sea. That doesn't bear thinking about, does it? There's these lovely little blue changing huts all the way along the beach. It's really sweet. And then here, there's fire pits, which I think is absolutely glorious. There's also a zip line that goes there, right over to the beach over there, which I shall not be participating in. Climb to the top of the lighthouse. Woohoo! It's a bit windy up here. Oh, it's a coffee shop. Have to pay that a little visit. There's the lighthouse. Just a quick coffee by the sea. It's only instant, but coffee's coffee. This stretch of coastline overlooking Sweden is along the Gulf of Bothnia and extends 1,250 kilometres. It includes many archipelagos and a very interesting coastline. Right, let's jump back in the bus and head into town and take a look around. So I've just parked in the centre of the town, and this place is freaking gorgeous. Check out some of the buildings here, absolutely lovely. It's a huge outdoor market area, and then that is the old indoor market, which is used all year round. We'll go and take a look. This is the Bobby in the square. He's gorgeous. Let's go and check out the indoor market, see if it's open. The Tori Palissy statue was placed outside to commemorate the market policemen who have been looking after this marketplace since 1901, the year the old market has been built. And it's still a thriving marketplace today, although now it's mostly home to cafes, restaurants and gift shops. A really gorgeous building. The wooden buildings here are beautiful. There is certainly plenty of restaurants and bars to choose from here. And this looks like another square with a big stage in the middle. And that's the City Hall. So all over the town here is water, basically. It's a bit how I expect Stockholm to be. Over there the water runs that way, and then it runs over there, Comes down that way as well. Right, there's the church. I'm going to go and take a look in that. Flowers everywhere and another park, which is quite unbelievable considering the whole town is green anyway. Inside the cathedral. And that's just inside the doorway. And the old bell. The Oulu Cathedral was built in 1777 and was designed by architect Daniel Hagman. It was named after Queen Sophia Magdalena of Sweden. Unfortunately, in 1822, a fire destroyed the wooden structure, but it was rebuilt by Carl Ludwig Engel and completed in 1832. The tower was added in 1845, and today it stands as a beautiful neoclassic landmark in the heart of Oulu. Stained glass windows are from 1932. Quite impressive. That is just so beautiful. It's really interesting. There's a pagan star right above where the vicar stands. Interesting. Another door for the giants. It's just so huge. It's another little river and another little park. And this one also has statues. There seems to be parks and statues everywhere. Really pretty town. It's another beautiful statue. And another lake. Well, it's all part of the sea, so it's not technically a lake, is it? I reckon this place has got more bridges than Venice. Buildings here are just lovely. Right, I'm going to head back to the bus because it looks like we're going to have an absolute storm any minute now. And then I'm going to hop over to one of the little islands. There's quite a few to choose from, so I'm not quite sure which one we're going to end up at yet. But we'll go and have a little drive around and see what's about. So I've just pulled up at this lovely little port, a little harbour. I'm going to park here for the night, and it looks like it's just starting to rain. So perfect timing. Let's have a little walk along this marina. I've seen something quite interesting up the end there on Google. According to Google, there's a self-propelled ferry to that little island that's just what could possibly go wrong? Right, this is the self-propelled ferry. I'm really not brave enough to do that on my own. That is going to end in disaster. That's really quite clever. It goes along this big metal cable that goes into the sea. But I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't know if you're allowed to do it. And if you do it, whether someone's supposed to come with you. So I'm going to have to leave it. But it was for that island over there, which would have been quite cool. And just the other side of the marina is this lovely little bay. It's got a couple of changing huts there. And a lovely little beach. Little picnic tables. And a lovely little swimming bay. Look at that. It's absolutely glorious here. Finland is really quite a special place. I love Sweden, but Finland is so far just definitely winning. Hands down, the most gorgeous place I've been. At the other side of the beach, there's another grill place. Like, it just amazes me how all of this is just free of charge and open to everybody. had a lovely sleep in my little marina, and today I'm going to go and have a quick look around the local car museum before heading off further down the coast. Looks like a big giant spaceship. Let's go and take a look. It's cost €10 per person to come in here, and I'm pretty certain we're the only people in it because she let us in. Now this is for all the Gen Zs out there and the millennials. Check out that for a mobile phone. This is the kind of stuff we used to have to use before Apple. Look at the size of that. Ah, good old days. We've actually got a collection of Nokia phones. Oh cool, didn't expect to see these in here. Oh, that's a Ford TT, 1925 I think it said. Yeah, 1925. That one's got a little tractor thing on the back, dead cute. There's another Ford there. Lovely cars. They've got a 1963 T1 ambulance and a gorgeous Beetle. And there's a Mini. Wow. It costs €10 per person to get in here, but we have literally got the entire museum to ourselves. There's nobody in here. She even had to open the door for me to come in and said, off you go. Can you imagine this Chrysler on the road today? It's absolutely enormous. It'd take up like 3 parking spaces. It's a 1934 Chevrolet fire engine. Look at this 1959 school bus. I would love to get my hands on that and convert that into a camper. That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually quite impressed with the building. It's a huge, big wooden structure. It's an old sled. There's an old penny farthing, and I'm sure that's an engine on the back. It's got an engine on the back. That would scare the living daylights out of you, wouldn't it? That's a really interesting museum, and if you do come and visit, they've got a really big cafe as well attached to it, which does kind of like a buffet style lunch. Anyway, I shall not participate today. Onwards and upwards. Well, technically downwards. So I'm heading south today, but I've just pulled over at a lovely little town to get some lunch, and the seafront is full of geese. Look at that little lot. Loads of them. They come over and attack me for my roll. I'm just travelling down south, slowly heading towards Helsinki, and I've just seen a road called the Seven Bridges Road. And it goes between all the different islands, so I'm just going to go and drive across that now, and hopefully I'll get some nice footage for you. Check out the little beach. There's the beach. Absolutely glorious. There's people out there, and as you can see the sun's setting, which means it's about 10:30, 11:15, and there's still people swimming. Absolutely lovely. I might even have a swim myself tomorrow. They've got lovely changing rooms. I love the way everything here is just free of charge. Just encourages you to get out and enjoy nature. Even got a little diving board. So I'm going to have to take a walk to the end. Look at that sunset. This is really bouncy. I'm really enjoying Finland and all of the outside activities, but as far as filming goes, it's a bit limited because every village or town we drive to, it's like a 2-3 hour drive, just from one to the next, and it's extremely rural, and it's pretty much just forest and lakes and more forest, and then you get to the sea and there's more water. But it is beautiful, really fresh air. Everywhere you go, the water is so fresh and clean. It's really lovely. Probably not doing it much justice on YouTube, but it is absolutely stunning. And if you have the opportunity to come here, definitely worth a trip. Right, time for bed. Good afternoon. I've just driven about 2.5 hours and I'm heading towards a town or city called Tampere, which is quite central in Finland. And on the way I saw something interesting on Google and I just thought I'd pull over and have a little look. Now, it's called Ylta Ja Alta, which is up and under, and it's a art installation that's been built in I believe it's an old sand quarry. But the funniest part is, I've just read the sign and it says that it's built to look a bit like the Nazca lines in Peru. However, I just think someone's got a bit wild with a pile of sand and some Milton pipes. But I'll go and show you around anyway. Let's go and take a look. So, if you're from the UK and you've seen the Teletubbies, that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. There's a pond in the middle, and apparently if you get up high, and I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to do that, but you're supposed to be able to see what it is, but there's no way of getting up high, so I'm not quite sure. Let's have a little walk through. I just think they over-ordered the sewer pipes. Okie dokie. Make a great playground for kids, but I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, and I'm not sure it was worth the hour diversion. Or maybe it's a giant crazy golf. Right, well, I found a spot up really high, because apparently you can only see it from up high, but I still haven't got a clue what it's all about. Right, well, I'm going to carry on and head into the town. Still about another 1.5 hours to drive, I think. And we're also going past the town of Nokia. I'm not sure if it is the Nokia. There's an image of what it's supposed to look like from above. So I've just arrived at a little parking spot, and it's just outside the city, and I'm going to head down there in a minute because apparently there's a beautiful beach and a lake. It's so pretty walking through the woods to get to the beach. It's like a little fairy grove. I think it's up there. Okay, I think the beach is the other way because here is a volleyball pitch. I'm just walking into the town of Tampere and I found a nice parking spot just on the edge of the city, which I can park for 10 hours free of charge, which is quite handy. So I'm going to walk in and take a look around, see what the town has to offer. And straight away I have to walk through a park, and there is some people sword fighting in the park, just randomly. And considering that there is so much open land in Finland, everywhere I've seen houses, there is beautiful parks. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's one of these boot cleaners outside every single shop. appears to be some kind of Italian street food festival. And now I'm going to head down to the river, but I can hear water. It's a lovely statue. Tampere is a district in Tampere in Finland, and the city dates back to the 18th century. It was once an industrial powerhouse. That water down there is so clear, it's crazy. And we're right in the middle of the city and it's that clean. So this is an old mill that was used for making fabric. It's been closed. It's been closed quite a long time, and now it's been converted into a shopping area. It's got museums, cafes, bars, restaurants, and that beautiful weir. I don't think I've ever been to such a civilised city in my life. Everything's so clean, tidy, and just quiet. I think it's amazing how they've taken something so very industrial and then turned it into something quite glorious. And take a look around the museum. So I've just paid €15 to enter the museums, and as you can see there's quite a lot of stuff going on here. It's an absolutely huge building. So there's a superheroes museum over there, and there's a DNA one over there, and then this one is about Mans Rock, which is apparently some Finnish music scene. Let's go and check it out. Apparently this music scene started in about 1974 and spread all through Finland and still exists today. There's an entire exhibition dedicated to radios, and they've got an entire museum dedicated to stones, as in crystals, and then an entire natural history museum, which is really interesting. It's a lovely museum, and I love natural history stuff. It's got some really cool stuff for kids as well. They got these little crawl through bits for kids to do to explore nature. A display of what it's like above and below the sea. Look at that, that's so cool. They've got lots of displays set up like this. This is a nighttime landscape, and you can see the animals all hidden away in there. Definitely worth the €15, because this is only one of the museums, and there's about 7, I think. Now in the fossil and crystal area, and look at the size of that. It's a meteorite. There's a big lump of lava from Iceland. There's an entire display all about gaming, right back to the very first pinball machines, etc., right up to modern day computers. It's really interactive. I love the way they've kept the old pieces of the building intact, even though they've changed it and modernised it. It's fantastic. So I've just stopped for a quick coffee and then I'm going to head into the DNA museum, which will be interesting. But I am genuinely really impressed. For €15, and it covers all of the museums and the cafes. There's quite a few to choose from, and they're really reasonably priced. I just paid about €3 for a coffee, and I don't think that's that bad at all. The Finlayson family was a Scottish family that built this factory here and produced all of these textiles. The factory was so big it had its own hospital. There's the clock from the front of the building. I love the fact they've kept it. They've got this fantastic building that they've made. It's like a doll's house. And you look inside each window, look. And you can see people at work. It's so cool. That is absolutely brilliant. Let's go down a level. There's all the fabrics and the people working. I highly recommend, if you are visiting Tampere, that you come and see this museum. It is absolutely brilliant. So much detail. And there's the crest from the front of the building as well. The sheer size of this museum complex, well, it was a factory complex, is enormous. And what's really interesting, they've got is a huge steam locomotive in there. And that is the last of the factory, I think. Or the last of the museum. I'm going to head back to the bus because it's just started to rain. Right, I've just driven from the town and found a nice little park up spot, and apparently there's another swimming lake and a cafe and some outside showers. So let's go and take a little look. Alright, well, it's down this little lane and I've seen quite a few people coming out of here. So it's obviously a very busy and popular spot. Wow, it's a really busy lake. Look at that, that's so cool. There's also a lovely cafe here and volleyball. Little changing areas. It's really rather nice. Right, and sadly that's it for me this week. I am leaving Finland and heading across the water on the ferry to Stockholm for a couple of days, and then I'll be making my way down into Denmark. So please like, subscribe and share if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next week.